A silent object hovers between the trees, pulsating with an otherworldly glow. As soldiers move closer, their equipment malfunctions. Their compasses spin wildly. And then, beams of light shoot down, piercing the forest floor. This isn't a movie plot. This happened in Rendlesham Forest in 1980. Often called Britain's Roswell, this case has military reports, eyewitness testimonies, and evidence that simply should not exist. And by the end of this video, you'll see why some believe this is the most undeniable proof of extraterrestrial contact. But was it really aliens, or something much darker? That night, just after midnight on December 26, 1980, security personnel at RAF Woodbridge noticed strange lights descending into the nearby Rendlesham Forest. At first, they thought it might be a downed aircraft, but as they watched, the lights did not behave like anything they had seen before. The glowing object appeared to move with intelligence, hovering just above the ground before disappearing into the dense trees. A small team of U.S. Air Force personnel, including Sergeant Jim Peniston and Airman John Burroughs, were sent to investigate. As they approached the area, they noticed an eerie silence. No sounds from the usual wildlife, just an overwhelming sense that something was not right. Then, they saw it. A metallic triangular craft sat in a small clearing, pulsating with light. The air felt charged with static electricity, and as the men got closer, their equipment started malfunctioning. Their radios crackled with interference, compasses spun erratically, and Peniston later claimed he felt a strange warmth radiating from the craft. The surface was smooth, almost like glass, and covered in strange symbols that he took the time to sketch into his notebook. Suddenly, the object lifted off the ground without a sound. It moved between the trees effortlessly before shooting into the sky at an impossible speed. The stunned men stood there in disbelief. They had seen something that should not exist, something beyond human technology. When they returned to base, they reported the encounter, but strangely, their superiors downplayed the event. However, this was only the beginning. What happened next would make this case one of the most documented UFO sightings in history. The following night, December 27, 1980, the mystery deepened. Lieutenant Colonel Charles Halt, the deputy base commander, decided to lead a second team into the forest to investigate. Skeptical at first, he wanted to put an end to the rumors spreading among his men. Armed with radiation detectors, night vision equipment, and audio recorders, Halt and his team entered the dense forest. As they reached the clearing where Peniston and Burroughs had encountered the craft the night before, they noticed something unsettling. The trees appeared scorched, and the air smelled faintly of something burnt. Their radiation detectors began picking up elevated levels, far beyond what should be naturally present. Then, without warning, the sky above them erupted with movement. A glowing red object appeared in the distance, weaving through the trees with unnatural precision. As the men watched in shock, the object suddenly emitted a powerful beam of light that shot directly to the ground, illuminating the forest in an eerie glow. The beam then extended towards the base itself, as if scanning the area. Halt and his team could do nothing but watch as the unknown craft demonstrated capabilities beyond anything they had ever seen. Realizing they were witnessing something extraordinary, Halt kept his audio recorder running, documenting the entire event in real time. His calm but tense voice described the bizarre lights, the unexplainable movement of the craft, and the persistent radiation readings. This recording, later known as the Halt tape, would become one of the most compelling pieces of evidence supporting the case. But Halt did not stop there. He filed an official memorandum detailing the incident, known today as the Halt Memo. In it, he described the strange lights, the unexplained behavior of the object, and the lasting physical effects on the environment. Unlike most UFO sightings, which rely on eyewitness testimony alone, this case had something rare: official documentation from a high-ranking military officer. Despite Halt's report, the incident was quickly dismissed by authorities, but those who were there knew the truth. Something real had happened in Rendlesham Forest, and the deeper they looked, the more questions they uncovered. As the years passed, speculation surrounding the Rendlesham Forest incident only grew. Many began to suspect that the full truth was being deliberately concealed. Despite the overwhelming evidence, including military testimonies, audio recordings, and radiation readings. Both the UK and US governments dismissed the event as nothing more than misinterpretations of natural phenomena. But if that were the case, why were official documents regarding the incident classified for years? Some believe the event was subject to an elaborate cover-up. Witnesses reported being pressured into silence, with some even claiming they were warned not to speak about what they had seen. Jim Penniston, one of the key witnesses, later revealed that he had been debriefed in a high-security meeting, where he was allegedly told that the craft he encountered was not of this world. Yet, no official acknowledgement ever came from military leadership. Others suggest an alternative explanation. What if the strange craft was not extraterrestrial, but rather a highly classified military experiment? Some researchers argue that the object seen in Rendlesham Forest could have been an advanced reconnaissance drone or a test of next-generation aircraft technology. The Cold War was at its peak, and both the US and UK were involved in developing cutting-edge surveillance and weaponry. Could it be that the glowing object was an experimental vehicle being tested without the knowledge of lower-ranking personnel? Declassified documents have only added to the mystery. In 2010, previously secret files from the UK Ministry of Defence were released, revealing that officials had indeed taken the Rendlesham incident seriously behind closed doors. One document even suggested that the sightings bore similarities to reports of UFO activity near nuclear facilities, a pattern seen in several high-profile cases worldwide. If this was just a misunderstanding, why would military intelligence show such interest? Whether it was a cover-up or a secret test, one thing is clear. The official explanation does not align with the testimonies of those who were there, and the deeper researchers dig, the more unsettling the truth becomes. As more details emerged over the years, a disturbing pattern began to take shape. Many of the key witnesses to the Rendlesham Forest incident later claimed they had been pressured into silence. Some reported receiving direct threats, warning them to never speak publicly about what they had seen. Others recalled being interrogated in high-security debriefings, where they were told the event never happened, or worse, that speaking out could have serious consequences. One of the most chilling claims came from Larry Warren, an Air Force security officer who later alleged that mysterious government agents had intervened in the case. Warren claimed that certain witnesses were subjected to intense psychological pressure, including threats of violence and career destruction. But he was not alone in his suspicions. Some personnel who were stationed at the base during the incident later revealed that they were strongly discouraged from discussing what had taken place, even among themselves. Then there were the unsettling reports of strange visitors. Several individuals involved in the incident spoke about encounters with unidentified men dressed in black suits. Figures who arrived unannounced and seemed to possess classified knowledge about the event. These so-called men in black have been a recurring element in numerous UFO-related cases, often described as shadowy figures working to suppress evidence. Could these mysterious agents have played a role in covering up what happened at Rendlesham Forest? Adding to the mystery, some witnesses later underwent hypnosis to retrieve lost memories from the night of the encounter. Jim Penniston, for example, underwent multiple sessions and revealed shocking details, claiming that during his contact with the craft, he received telepathic messages filled with strange symbols and binary code. When the binary sequence was later analyzed, it was found to contain coordinates linked to ancient sites around the world, raising even more questions about the true nature of what he had encountered. As these revelations came to light, the Rendlesham case transformed from just another UFO sighting into something much bigger. The question was no longer just what had been seen that night, but why so much effort had been made to keep the truth hidden. Decades later, the Rendlesham Forest incident remains one of the most perplexing and well-documented UFO encounters in history. But what was it, really? Was it an extraterrestrial visitation, a secret military experiment, or something else entirely? Many experts argue that the evidence points to something beyond conventional technology. The ability of the craft to move silently, its apparent control over light and radiation, and the strange physical effects reported by witnesses suggest an intelligence far more advanced than anything publicly known at the time. If this was an experimental aircraft, why would the military test it near a highly secured nuclear base, risking exposure to its own personnel. Others believe the event may have been part of a psychological experiment, an effort to test how soldiers would react to an unknown and seemingly impossible situation. Some declassified military projects have revealed that governments have, in the past, tested psychological warfare tactics using light projections, electromagnetic interference, and disinformation. Could the Rendlesham incident have been an elaborate test on human perception and reaction? Despite numerous investigations, official explanations remain frustratingly vague. The British Ministry of Defence eventually dismissed the case, suggesting that the lights were nothing more than misidentified stars, a nearby lighthouse, or a meteor shower. But these explanations fail to account for the physical traces left behind, the radiation readings, and the fact that multiple trained military personnel described the same impossible details. In recent years, new testimonies and declassified reports have only deepened the mystery. Some researchers claim that additional documents, still classified, could hold the real answer. If there was nothing unusual about the Rendlesham event, why are certain files still locked away? And why did those who experienced it firsthand continue to insist until their final days that what they saw was something beyond this world? The truth remains buried beneath layers of secrecy, speculation, and government denials. But one thing is certain. The Rendlesham Forest incident is not just a story. It is an unsolved mystery that refuses to fade, and the more we uncover, the more we are forced to ask, what really happened that night? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't like this video, and definitely don't subscribe. You wouldn't want weekly doses of mind-blowing mysteries, creepy legends, and unexplained events, would you? Yeah, I didn't think so. And whatever you do, don't click on the video above, unless you want to uncover the secrets they don't want you to know.